What's up, Gear Mortals? Trey Xavier here. On today's edition of Gear God's Quality Control, we're going to be taking a look at the TC Electronic Thryst BQ500 bass amp. When I turned 30, I freaked the fuck out. I wasn't going anywhere with my life, I didn't have anything to show for myself, and I was in a very bad place. So I quit my job, I gave up my apartment, put everything that I owned into storage, and I went on tour playing bass in a metal band. We toured for 30 days around Europe, and I distinctly remember the feeling of freedom that I had with just a suitcase full of clothes, a bass, and a super light amp to my name, and pretty much nothing else. The amp that I brought with me was a TC Electronic RH450. It was incredibly light, super powerful, and sturdy as hell. It had a ton of built-in features and bells and whistles, and it did the job across the continent with just the bass plugged straight in and nothing else. This brings me to the new BQ500, and that's because it's very reminiscent of the RH450 and 750 in a lot of ways, but without any of the fancy features aside from the onboard compressor. It's pretty bare bones, as you can see, basically just a blank slate for your pedal board and bass guitar. So why would you go for this one over one of the more sophisticated TC amps? I got two reasons for you. One, it's only $250, which is an absolute pittance for something like this. And two, between built-in preamps and basses and the plethora of bass preamps and effects pedals on the market today, most bass players have most of their tone figured out for a direct sound. So the idea behind the BQ500 seems to be to take the tone you're building with your board or your multi-effects and just make it louder for dirt cheap. The sound of the BQ500 all by itself, which you heard in the demo, is extremely clean and fat. We've currently got it going through this orange OBC 112, mic'd up with a Lewitt DTP 640 Rex dual capsule microphone. With this amp, you can have a pretty good bit of control over your sound, and if you play without any effects at all already, you might not really need anything else. It has a built-in Thryst compressor and a 4-band EQ tone stack. Even with the gain cranked, you don't really get that much grit in the sound at all, which is kind of too bad, but it also gives you an incredibly clean platform for your distortion sounds coming in. For 250 bucks, you absolutely cannot go wrong with the BQ500. It is a freaking steal at that price, and if you're set up to go direct with your bass pedal board, but you're just looking for some stage volume so you can really feel your playing, this can be kind of your power amp for that setup for next to nothing. It fits in your gig bag and it weighs very little, and if nothing else, it's a solid and dependable backup for your main rig for cheap. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Patreon subscribers this week get their name in the credits of all our videos. a free download of the demo song from this review and all previous reviews, and the raw mix tracks exactly as I sent them to the mix engineer. Click the link right here to super subscribe to our Patreon, and if you haven't already, mash that subscribe button and smack the bell for more reviews and original content. And I'll see you real soon.